This is a general reading for Taurus for December 22nd through the 28th. So if Taurus is your sun or moon rising or Venus, this is a general reading for you. So take what resonates and leave the rest. Again, in December, I am offering a 30-minute complimentary reading for someone who either subscribes for the month of December or puts a comment in the month of December. And I will randomly select one person from that group. So if you're not a subscriber, consider subscribing. It costs absolutely nothing. It's free. And know that I do read all of your comments. And thank you, Taurus. I really do appreciate your comments, and I do consider them, and and to improve the channel. So I do consider your comments. Also, if you like the video, hit the like. The subscriptions, likes, and comments all help the logarithms and build up the channel. And as a subscriber, if you hit notification, you'll be notified when the videos come out. I am also this month again offering if you want your own personal reading, they are available. You send me an email. It's $30 for 30 minutes or $50 for an hour, either live or a video. So if you're interested, send me an email. I have my crew with me today. Nina is here on the table, all wrapped up in my wool shawl. So she's all like cozy there. Jason's in the bedroom. Hope, I think, is in the kitchen because it's cold. It was raining out. And Milo's in on his dog bed, and I think the cats, they were inside in the windowsill because it is raining. Now Jason, I did share last time that he has prostate cancer, very aggressive, that we got diagnosed last week, and he's been on anti-inflammatory, which he did respond to. The vet predicted either 1 week to several weeks that he had left. However, he did really respond to the anti-inflammatory. He's not having any problems now straining like he was. He's got his groove back. He's more interactive. And I can just tell that he feels better. It's going to be a day by day, week by week thing. He is bleeding. That's just one of the things from the tumor, which the vet said is aggressive. So it's just giving him lots of love, whatever he wants. And I've had Jason now for 11 years, so he's been a very large part of my life. So if you would send your prayers and good wishes, to him. This is the third dog I had this year. That's, I had Sammy and Gypsy that I lost in the springtime, and now Jason. It's been not a very good year for me for my dogs. Now I'm using the I'm using the Morgan Greer deck. I have shuffled the cards, and let's see what we have coming up this week. Now this is Christmas week, for those who are traveling, may you have safe journeys. May you have a good gathering, whatever holiday you're celebrating this week. May you enjoy the company of those around you. And this is the time to just be present in the moment and enjoy the day, however it turns out. Be in the flow and know that this is creating those memories that you will have forever of those people that you spend this time with. If you're by yourself, create a day that you want, whatever that is. Now, I have spent many holidays by myself because my family lived in a different area. So I had a little routine. I would, this was back in the days where you go, I had a favorite movie that I would watch, and a special meal that I would prepare for myself. So whatever it is, if you celebrate by yourself, make it a special day. Then when I worked in the hospital, I volunteered to work people's shifts so that they could be home with their families. So, that was another way that I frequently worked on holidays. So let's see what we have coming up this week for you, Taurus. And the first thing we have is the Eight of Swords reversed, moving forward. This is an opportunity to move forward with the Magician, whatever you want to manifest. So it's the Eight of Swords reverse is very good, because before you felt like you couldn't move forward, and now whatever those, you know, that the Eight of Swords is a lot of self-talk, and the restrictions that we have are self-imposed. But it looks like that you are moving forward, that you have released those, and with the Magician, you are manifesting now what you want. What do you want? What do you want to create? Because you're no longer tied to the back story that you have. At the base of it is the King of Pentacles. Behind you is the Four of Swords reversed. So you got the Swords reversed, so it's moving forward. On your mind is the Three of Wands. Ahead of you is the Four of Pentacles. Then we have the Five of Rods, the Queen of Pentacles, the Five of Pentacles, and the Knight of Pentacles. Well, look at all these pentacles. I would say that this is all about money. We've got the King of Pentacles, no, the Queen of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, the Five of Pentacles, the Four of Pentacles, and the King of Pentacles. King and Queen of Pentacles, the Knight, and then we have the Four of Pentacles and the Five of Pentacles, which is, you're still laying on the foundations. There's a little bit of scarcity, is what you're thinking, that there's been an adjustment in your finances. There's a scarcity, that you're feeling like you're really watching your budget, and because it's either less money or a slowdown of money that you've been experiencing. So with the Knight of Pentacles, we have the Page of Pentacles, see, more Pentacles, Five of Pentacles with the Ace of Cups, Queen of Pentacles with the Page of Rods, Five of Rods with the Six of Swords, that's very good, Four of Pentacles with the Star. So what's ever going on there is exactly where you're supposed to be. And actually, the Star is that, oh, it's a life lesson. It's a life lesson about the balance of money and for some of you, it's to learn, it's like getting a true picture of money and prosperity. For some of you, it's learning how to manifest. For others, it is no longer being intimidated by money. That it was almost that it became so important to you. And through this, you're realizing that you're just fine, even if your budget's a little bit tighter than it was. That it was almost as though you were putting money up on a pedestal. I'm saying, this is what Spirit's saying, that you put money up on a pedestal, and it was, you know, working to get it, and along the way you missed the journey, that you've been missing out on other parts of your life. It's the balance. I wouldn't be surprised if I got a Two of Pentacles in here. We'll see what is coming up. Then we have on your mind also the Seven of Swords, Four of Swords behind you with the Four of Rods, King of Pentacles with the Eight of Cups, and then we have the Seven of Cups and the Seven of Pentacles. So we've got some repeating numbers, 2 4s, 3 7s. Well, we have 3 4s, 3 4s, 3 7s, and a lot of Pentacles. Okay. Now, Spirit is saying there's been an adjustment. For some of you, it was either that you had a job that it is ended, or it's no longer, there have been maybe some adjustments, or downturn. There's been a downturn. And maybe it was commissions that you received part of, or bonuses, or if you had your own business, there's a slowdown because people are tightening their belts. That's what they're saying. I see the tightening of the belt in anticipation or preparation for what's coming up. And so a lot of, for some of you, there was you know, the how much money did you have, and so along the way you focused on that, and then you missed the other part of your life. It's the creating the balance in your life. For others, there is a downturn. Maybe there's less money coming in, or a job, and what you're learning is that for some of you, you're feeling like some of the stress is taken off of you. That it's, instead of putting all the pressure on yourself you know, I keep seeing the hamster in the circle, you know, that is going around and around and around, that you felt like you were on the hamster, on the treadmill, well, and you're going around and around and around in the hamster cage, and trying to just keep going and going and going. Well, now you can jump off of that wheel because it's taking some of the pressure off of you. You don't think that, you feel like you don't have to be so driven. Now this is for someone, I don't know who this is, but you don't feel as driven as before. And it could be a life lesson of a change in perspective. Yes, it's important to have prosperity and to have cash flow. And however, it's also knowing that the flow is there, and it can be from different streams of income. Doesn't have to be the same thing. And it could also open up other avenues for you of different streams of income coming to you. That it, you know, that maybe there's some things that you thought of that you wanted to pursue, and now this gives you the time to do that. Maybe starting a side gig that you would feel that maybe you could combine it with a regular job working with someone else, so you could combine the two. But there's a freedom for some of being able to explore other avenues of prosperity coming into your life rather than just the conventional way. Because your reading is about, you know, and that was all channeled, Eight of Swords reversed, feeling like you couldn't move forward. And it could be even the constraints that you had in your life, or the constraints that maybe you thought that you had to have a job that was this or that, or that you had to have income that was, you know, a certain way, that you put limits on yourself of how you thought things had to be. But now you are adjusting and seeing that there's flexibility, and that you can manifest whatever you want. It doesn't have to be working for someone. It doesn't have to be, you know, this, you know, how it looks. That you now have flexibility, and you can look at other avenues, which takes a lot of pressure off of you. Then we also have here some options as the King of Pentacles. This can be, you know, it can be an organization, it can be a boss, it's a person that could have standing in the community about money, and then looking at some choices. So this is really where you are at the Seven of Cups. What do you want? Do you want your own, you know, and you actually don't have all the information you need yet. You're exploring, you're looking at these, and it can be having your own business, or working part-time, or working remotely, or you know, maybe doing something differently, taking an online class, for example, or enhancing your skills. But you're looking at some options that you don't think that you have to have this strict. Okay, and so before I keep seeing the hamster, that the maze, that, you know, you can create a maze for the hamster, and it goes this way and that way, and it's a course, and you have to go to the end, and then you get the little, whatever the treat is. Well, you have felt, for some of you, that you've been in that maze, that you had to maneuver this way and that way to get the treat. You know, the, whatever it is, the piece of corn or something. And that you don't have to be in that maze anymore. That you can choose the direction you want, and that you can explore different avenues. Because at the base of all it is work, job. There's the Seven of Pentacles and the Eight of Cups. So for some of you, whatever you were doing, the Seven of Pentacles is a job where you got the skills, you did the work, and you were waiting for the compensation. Could be slower. It could be that maybe you were doing something and you want to change it. For some of you, maybe you had your own business and you decide you don't want your own business anymore. Or that you want, instead of doing this, you want to do something else, because it's the Eight of Cups, which is that you didn't have all the information. There's the Moon. And that you felt there was something, you've been seeking something, because you felt there was something missing in your life, that there's something that didn't resonate. Either with, it could have been with home, work, even with yourself, that, you know, maybe getting clarity about who you are, because this is a search. Knowing that you want to move forward. The Moon represents things that you are going to be following your intuition, because you're on a journey and felt that there was something missing in your life. And now, with it could be work or money, and now you have the opportunity to look at other options. Because behind you is the two fours. The Four of Swords is back into action with clarity, and the Four of Wands, which is happy conclusion. It can be related to home, prosperity. And that's behind you. So now you're moving forward. That's what these cards are saying, because on your mind is Three of Wands and the Seven of Swords. Three of Wands is looking for your ships to come in. You're out in the harbor. You don't know what they are yet. You're looking at them, deciding which one. And the Seven of Swords is moving forward from a situation that, you know, that could have been the Five of Swords, a lot of strife. It could have been intrigue, some unfair decisions. You know, you've got your Ten of Swords reversed. Is that the Ten of Swords? Yes. So moving forward from that situation, it's on your mind. So it's actually moving forward from a situation that didn't resonate with you anymore, and an opportunity with the Eight of Cups to explore, because it's now opening up the space for you to figure out really what is missing in your life, and looking at those options. So this is behind you and ahead of you. Moving forward from behind, taking all what you've learned and looking at your options ahead. Because what's ahead of you is it's in destiny with the Four of Pentacles, which could be standing firm. It could be, you know, the Four of Pentacles is standing firm and knowing, figuring out the direction that you want to have. It's absolutely a chapter, because you have the Star card there. And it's getting a balance of, you know, getting a balance of the prosperity in your life, because you have the Four of Pentacles. Then you have the Five of Pentacles coming up. You have the five of Rods and the Five of Pentacles. So it's exploring. It's exploring the flow of cash, the importance of money, prosperity, and it's almost like learning about the physical world. That's exactly what it is. The physical world and the prosperity, the money coming into it, the source, and then, you know, what do you need? What do you want? Now, there's a lot of, I've been following what some of the psychics are saying, that this is a time for you to be austere, that put money aside, because there's a lot of unwise decisions that are going to be made about our economy, you know, with the potential of tariffs, benefits cut. I mean, these are proposals if you're living in the U.S. However, globally, also, it can affect things globally. So this is the time to put money aside, to save, to get a balance of what you need, and maybe stock up on some basic supplies, staples that will be able to be stored, such as canned goods that don't spoil, or if you have a freezer, staples, but prepare and get a balance. So it's time to look at how you want the money to come in and how do you want to spend it. And so that's part of this right now is for you. It's a lesson of balance in the flow, the sources of income, and then because you have here you had your Four of Pentacles standing firm, but there can be some limits, not really limits, but the flow isn't quite there yet. It's laying the foundation and waiting for, it's planning on how you want the flow of money and flow of prosperity to come to you. And it doesn't just have to be money. It doesn't have to be money. It can be, prosperity can come in various ways. Because we have here, what's on your mind is the Five of Rods and moving forward away from a situation. So it could be that this could have been work, it could have been a project, it could have been your own business. And there was some conflict, it could be conflict, chaos, different directions. It could even be the supply chain. And you're moving away from one situation and looking into smoother waters, into a better situation for you. That's what's on your mind. Because we have here that you're going to hear something from the Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles can represent an organization, it can represent a person, but you're going to get a message. It could be you've got a job. It could be you've been approved for something. It could be that it represents an organization. So the Queen of Pentacles can represent an organization. It can represent like a bank, a financial institution, but you're going to hear a message. So maybe and also, it can also represent, for example, if you're waiting for a settlement and you're waiting to hear, or an inheritance, or some money that's owed you that you're going to hear. Because again, we have the Five of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups. Now the Ace of Cups can represent something new. It can represent a message, and the Five of Pentacles is related to money. It could have been a delay, it could be not as much, it could be an adjustment. For example, if you're changing jobs and you're not making as much, or there was a delay, or it can even be related to home, to rent, purchase, moving, can be even the costs of moving, because this is expensive. It's something about money and restrictions that are on your mind. You may have, for someone, you may have to adjust where you live because of their financial situation. And the Page of Cups, or the Ace of Cups, is moving forward. I get that someone may have to move in with somebody, but they, wherever you're moving, they say it's okay. So the Ace of Cups, and then related to finances. I do see this, that someone, because of a downturn in your finances, that you might need to move in and share some housing with a relative for a while. That's what I get. And out of that, it might, every situation we have is sort of a lesson. We learn something along the way, but we can learn, maybe if you're sharing housing, maybe it's redefining that relationship or strengthening the relationship, or you learning that, how to share housing, or it's all part of reassessing And maybe it's even strengthening family relationships. You don't know what how it's going to turn out. But everything we do, we learn things along the way. And then the final outcome is the Knight of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles. So there's the Knight of Pentacles can represent a person, or it can represent moving forward related to a Page of Pentacles that you get a message. So it could be you got a job. It could be that you're moving. It could be, for me, I see this as my realtor, the Knight of Pentacles, when I'm doing mine. That, he's working on getting me money. And so it could be that you get a job, or you hear something from the Knight of Pentacles. Could be someone who is, that you're having business dealings with, and then you hear from the Page of Pentacles, like a landlord, or you're renting a place, or it could even be a boss, or someone that you're applying for a job. But the final outcomes, you're going to hear something. And it's about money. So this time, it is about looking at some choices, being able to move forward because you now have the thing reversed. The swords are reversed, the Eight of Swords. And you also had the Eight of Cups. No, you had the Seven of Cups. So it's moving forward and looking at your options. Now, I'm going to pull the Wisdom of the Oracle. What is the other thing that Spirit wants to say to you? It's almost the same thing as Aries. It's getting a balance of what's important financially. But you have some options because of the Seven of Cups. That's some of the things you hadn't thought about, you're thinking about now. Okay, and angels and archangels and spirit guides and light. What is the message we have for our Taurus today? Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. And I do know that someone puts a timestamp where they say the reading starts at such and such a time. Well, you can skip through part of what I talk about, like, the complimentary reading and stuff. But before I start reading the cards, a lot of that is channeled, that your spirit guides are giving me messages to give to you. So if you just want to go look at the cards, you could be missing some messages from your spirit guides, and large part of my tarot reading is channeled. So everybody has free will, and so you can decide what you want to do. Angels and archangels and spirit guides. The only thing is, I have not seen that person again who wanted to run my reading through an artificial intelligence to put timestamps on it. Now, when an artificial intelligence can tell when something's channeled versus just left brain, then we really have done a leap. So he did not do that again, because you can probably tell when you're channeling your spirit guides, because it gets very the flow. It's just not jerky. It's just an even flow. Okay, angels and archangels and spirit guides. What do we have for our Taurus? Okay, here we go. 3 cards. First card, breathe. Now, isn't that good? Take a breath. And take a breath with what you're doing too, because, if you take a breath, then you can be in the moment. And it also is a good time when you're breathing to listen to what your spirit guides are saying. That's what they're saying. They want to talk to you directly. So take a breath and listen. Take a breath and listen. Okay. Thinker. So, think on what you want. Strategize. Figure out what you want. Because you might surprise yourself on the path that you're going to choose. This is a time of opportunity for a new path for you. Oh, okay. I just saw Lewis and Clark and Sacagawea, is that her name? You know, they were the great explorers in the Pacific Northwest. So it's like explore new paths of territory. That's what they're saying. Be an explorer in your life. Be your explorer. Forge ahead, because you might, you know, like they didn't know where they were going to end up, as they were going to unplotted territory, which was, you know, I guess it was considered the Oregon Territory. It didn't even have any maps. But it's the same way. It's unplotted territory for you. So, thinker, that's what they're saying, is unplotted territory. Thank you, guides. And then we have to be fair. Well, let's read this one, to be fair. Oh, and it's a 38, that's an 11, that's a master number. I like master numbers, you're in the flow. 38, balance, justice, a need to consider options, mutual benefit, the law of cause and effect. To look at your options and the law of cause and effect. Yeah, so it's looking at the options, looking at something differently. Oh, okay. You know those circular thing, kaleidoscope, where you turn the knob and you see different colors? Well, that's what they're saying. Turn the knob and look, because you're going to see things differently. Look at things in a different light. That's what they're saying. Look at things in a different light. For some of you, you know, I have read that, you know, you've been looking for a job and it hasn't turned out the way you wanted to. Well, look at the kaleidoscope. Look at something in a different light. Because, you know, if you've been applying for a job for, let's say, in your industry or in your job that you've always done, and it isn't working, well, Spirit's telling you, hey, look through the kaleidoscope, turn it around, look through it in a different light. Look at other options. If you are living in an area where there's no jobs around, or there's only that big company and it's laying off people, and then what are you going to do? And then the closest town is 50 miles away, or, you know, the commute, or you don't. We are in an era of tech IT, for example. You go, well, I don't know how to do that. Well, if you work someplace, you can have transferable skills. You can take something online. If you have the internet, you can learn. If you're so remote, you can get a satellite to get the internet. You can do customer service at home. You can have transferable skills. You can look at starting your own gig. You could think about an Etsy. You know, look at the kaleidoscope through different things. If you apply for the same job, the same thing, and it isn't working, switch lanes, do something different, because it's not working. And it's sort of like, you know, that old thing about if you do the same thing over and over, and it isn't turning out, and you repeat it, and you expect different results, you know. So be flexible. Look at other alternatives. That's what it's saying, because, you know, when you turn that kaleidoscope and you look through and you turn it in, you are seeing things in a different way, and that's what you need. That's what the Spirit's saying, is look at things in a different way, because you could have been putting yourself in a box, and it's time to open that box, you know, like a cardboard box, and if you take the seams away, it goes, and there's nothing restricting you. Well, that's what they're saying. Take the corners away, open that, it's all flat, and you can move forward. And so move forward. Spirit's saying move forward. Do not, and the box that you're in is the box that you put yourself in. And for me, you know, I'm here in a village of about 1,200 people. Fortunately, now my Wi-Fi is working, because it was my modem, and I went down and said, you know, this is every day at 3 o'clock, you know, I get this swirl. But, you know, looking outside the box, what can I do until my house sells and I move back to America? You know, it's taking myself out of that box, out of the restriction that I have, and moving forward. So I'm doing the same thing. I listen to Julie Poole. I've been listening to her book. I'm going to listen to it again. So I've gone through the second time. If I have to go through it 5 times, I'll go 5 times. You know, I'm reprogramming myself. So I also am looking at things differently. Now let's pull the I Ching right here. So if you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing. I'm almost up to 5,000. And I would love to be at 5,000 at the end of the year. That would be fantastic. And, you know, just because it's a number, I guess it's just because it's a number, because until I go back to the States, I can't get monetized. I won't be monetized until I go back to the US. And then I can get members and a whole lot of other things. Angels and archangels and spirit guides. Okay, here we go. What is the card for our Taurus here? No, it's right here. Is this it? Okay, which one? Following. Okay, following, number 17, which is an 8, which is the material world. 17. I took a numerology class years ago. Excuse me, not just date of birth, but your full name when you were born, because that's very important also. Following, number 17. Choosing to follow good influences bring supreme success. You may not be able to change the direction of the wind, but by frequently adjusting your sails, you can arrive at your destination with a joy that inspires others to follow you. So this goes along with adjust your sails, adjust what you're doing. Those who wish to acquire a following must speak the language of their followers. Those who wish to be loved must become the imagined lover of their beloved. Those who wish to prosper must bend with the pressures of the world. In matters of principle, stand firm. In matters of style and taste, swim with the current. If gall or aggrandizement, I have never seen that word, enters the equation, resistance will be what follows. And I've never seen that word, and I have been an avid reader all my life. Focus on the common good in order to remain unharmed. In the affairs of humanity, change is constant. Old ideas are discarded in favor of new ones. A great leader can emerge only by being adaptable to the demands of the times. Similarly, only by adjusting to changing circumstances can one prosper in the world of commerce. Remain flexible and you will gain the confidence of those around you. Bend and you will not break. Balance activity with some relaxation to serve the situation well, and to maintain a sense of healthy energy, minimizing both internal and external resistance to your goals. Be flexible. This is exactly what I was talking about. Well, your spirit guides were talking about being flexible, looking at things through that kaleidoscope. And here it is. And Spirit pulled this card for you. You know, your spirit guides are present here. Now we're going to pull the Louise Hay Affirmation Card. And I'm going to be coming out with the overview for 25 plus the first quarter. So I'm going to be busy doing videos in the next week. Angels and archangels, plus the January. I've got a lot of videos. Nina and I have a lot of videos to do. Angels and archangels and spirit guides. What is it that we have here? Right here. Okay. I am willing to let go. Now, isn't that something? I'm willing to let go. I release others to experience whatever is meaningful to them, and I am free to create that which is meaningful to me. I think Spirit's giving you a message. Okay, and the meditation card. And if you haven't subscribed, please consider being a subscriber. If you want a reading, send me an email, And the card that we have here is right here. Inspired. There's a fire inside you burning brighter than the sun. There. There's your meditation card. Until next week, Nina and I are sending you light and love from Portugal.